Here is Burr. Starting off, he's the committee chairperson of the Intelligence Committee. There was a lot of kerfuffle that Comey was going to the Intelligence Committee as opposed to the judiciary. But I think this is because Comey feels more comfortable talking about the counter-espionage part of this investigation than the criminal investigation. And these guys are more read in. I also think he probably has more faith in Burr, particularly after this hearing. Here is Burr asking Comey about any doubt in terms of the Russian interference.
Do you have any doubt that Russia attempted to interfere in the 2016 elections?
None.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the intrusions in the DNC and the DCCC systems and the subsequent leaks of that information?
No, no doubt.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the cyber intrusion into state voter files?
No.
Do you have any doubt that officials of the Russian government were fully aware of these activities?
No doubt.
Are you confident that no votes cast in the 2016 presidential election were altered?
I'm confident. By the time when I left as director, I'd seen no indication of that whatsoever.
Director Comey, did the president at any time ask you to stop the FBI investigation into Russian involvement in the 2016 U.S. elections?
Not to my understanding, no.
Did any individual working for this administration, including the Justice Department, ask you to stop the Russian investigation?
No.
Okay, so there's a couple of things here. One, he is clear that he was not asked to stop the broader Russian interference investigation. Later in the testimony, he'll talk about it. He specifically thought that the president had asked him to stop the Flynn testimony. But I think this is the most definitive statement that we've had and the greatest piece of evidence that we have had that Russia attempted to influence the election, that Russia, what did he call it, exfiltrated voter files. He seems to think that it didn't necessarily have any impact on the election, which I think goes a long way to saying, like, this is not why Hillary Clinton lost, although, he's no expert, but, you take it, this is his perception, at least in terms of the votes themselves. But to believe that the whole Russia attempted to do this, and different people can have different opinions as to whether or not this is, as earth-shattering as it's made out to be. Personally, I don't find it that earth-shattering. We engage in this type of counter, psyops and more to influence elections. We have done that consistently for, I don't know, 100 and some odd years. Maybe Matt knows of an instance prior to that. So I don't find it so earth-shattering that they did this. But I will say it's quite clear, unless you think Comey got up there and perjured himself with a complete, a Department of Justice apparatus that would do anything to find that he has perjured himself at this point. And a party control of the House and the Senate who would do anything to find that he perjured himself. Unless you think that he did that for, I guess, just a intense desire for us to get into a war with Russia, or perhaps maybe
hit the nail on the head.
It's time to sort of accept the premise that Russia did this. You can then say, look, it's not that big of a deal, or it's not why she lost, or whatever. But if you're still of the mind that this whole thing about Russia attempting to interfere and actually, in some instances, at least getting voter files for whatever worth that may or may not be, is completely made up and fictionalized, I think it's time to move past that. Hey, Sam Seder here. Folks, you probably heard about the whole YouTube advertiser apocalypse. Well, we're suffering from it too. We need your help. If you want to keep this show alive, you want us to be able to still put out clips on a regular basis, head over to our Patreon page. Here's the link right here or down below there. And just give us a couple bucks a month and support this program. Really appreciate it.